Okay. All right. So, Lafia, Abuabuye. There are probably about 11, 12 people on my page. I decided to make this decision yesterday to go ahead and get rid of a lot of the negative people that were on my page. Listen, I'm a grown ass woman and I'm a priestess. Number one, I'm human. And sometimes when I feel like that I'm about to snatch somebody up, I go ahead and get it out of my life. I don't have time for pettiness. If you want to be on my page to learn something, then that's a different story. But if you want to be on my page just to talk stupid in my inbox, me and you are going to have some issues, some real big issues. Hopefully, I can ignore certain things, but then certain things I tend to get very, very upset about. One thing we are not going to talk about is my race, okay? Who cares? All right. I'm not a wigger. I'm a mulatto. Um, hello, Jay, Dimitri, and Aaron. How are you guys doing tonight? Um, yeah, so there was a lot of racism that went on yesterday. And there was just people that felt like they could talk to me any kind of way. I don't really know why I'm on live tonight. Um, what's up, baby? I feel like that if anybody has any questions that they want to ask on any study material that I've given, now would be the perfect time to do it. I really don't see anybody here that really wants to. Hey, Dimitri. I don't see anybody here that really needs any type of guidance on anything that you're going through. One thing, what I want you to do to understand, what everybody I want you to understand is that this moon that we just had, you just seen a lot of people act out of, they showed their truth. And sometimes, even though I don't, work with the moon all the time, hey, Chris, um, I can tell when people start acting up with certain moon cycles that consciousness that they say that they have, that's not a conscious person. To go around hating other people, that's not a conscious person. When your credit is good, that's when you can come try to hate on me. Until your credit score get right, you might want to stay over there with that bull crap. So that's why I deleted a lot of people. And so I'm very wary and when I get um, friend requests now because I'm like, what? Do we have anything in common? Is there anything that you want to know? If people won't help, I'm like, okay, well, they can go to the website. But if people generally want, to talk and learn something, we can do that for free right on Facebook. I tried to promote something, but Facebook was like, pay for it. And I'm like, pay for what? So, you guys, if you see a video that you feel like that needs to be shared with someone, share it because I'm not going to spend my hard earned money um, promoting something. It'll reach whoever it needs to reach. Um, okay. Um, so, from what I'm pulling, this is for all of us here. Basically, we're in spiritual warfare right now. We're in spiritual warfare with other people that are in religions that claim that they are positive or claim that they are maybe even committed. Some of these people are dealing with Goetia. And if people aren't familiar with Goetia, Goetia, or if you go back to, this has nothing to do with Ifa. Um, yeah, it does because Ifa goes all the way back. But this has to do with people that are ignorant. These Goetia are using certain deities to try to make themselves gods, so to speak. Um, Goetia come from the lesser keys of Solomon. Solomon. There are the higher keys of Solomon, and then there's the lesser keys of Solomon. And The lesser keys is when he was working with demons. They called him Goetia. This is more of a European type thing, and I have no clue how it got over to the Kemetic belief system, but they're kind of mixing. And when you don't know spirits, spirits will trick you. I can tell when a Goetia is inside of a person. Another thing that a lot of you guys are coming across are twin flame relationships. And these twin flame relationships are some of the hardest things that you're going to have to deal with your whole life. You're going to have the runner and you're going to have the chaser. That's going to be always. So as far as the spiritual warfare that all of us are in at this moment, we'll get victory from it. But there's going to be a lot of people that are going to expose themselves in ways that we really didn't expect for them to have that type of character. But there's a lot that we're going to see. The government's going to get a little worse. So you might want to start growing your own. You might want to start growing your own vegetables. You might want to start trying to not eat as much meat, because we do tend to eat more meat than the norm. You might want to pull away from it, try to fast a little bit, drink a lot more water. If you research basically things that are able to be like put in your water, they're putting a lot of things in your water that is hurting you. So make sure that you're trying to put things in your body that are alive, that are living. Try not to put so much dead things in your body, and you'll find your consciousness, or you'll find your awareness. You'll be able to distinguish if people want to say demonic beings or evil entity attachments. You'll be able to see those a lot more than normal if you're just eating regular meat. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, hey, James. James, how have you been doing? I think that the comments are pretty slow. James, you're dirty. You're going to need a bath. Make sure you come and see your mama. Yes, Chris. You definitely have said a mouthful with these high vibrational foods. Listen, you guys, if you could follow Christina Williams, let me tell you something. Smoothies, she could put together smoothies. She works with so many different herbs. Ladies, she definitely will help you with your woo-ha. I can help you with, the yoni eggs and stuff like that, but she definitely can help you with, keeping that thing clean down there for the kings out here. You want to make sure that that stuff is right, because when they get a good one and it's right, you don't got to worry about them going nowhere. Have y'all been seeing these ladies that get online and they're showing every piece of their body and they think that they are beautiful? I'm gossiping here, like for real. I'm gossiping, but they can come back and look at it. I'm gossiping right in their face. Lady, stop showing your body. You're beautiful in your mind. When you show, anybody can have a body, and understand when you get older, because I'm already 40 years old. So when you get older, things start to sag, things just don't fit the way that they used to. And if it ain't nothing up here, you are not beautiful no more. And that man ain't gonna want you. But if you keep your mind conscious, then that man has something to hold on to. So, queens, can we kind of stop showing ourselves? I mean, y'all are beautiful. I love looking at beautiful women, but yeah, I don't want to be with one. And I generally, once I see it, then I've pretty much lost all respect for you. Does anybody have anything special that they want to talk about? Since I have positive people here that aren't going to talk junk to me. It's supposed to hit like water. It's supposed to hit like the ocean, baby. Thanks, Aaron. If you're still here, I do like that picture. I will put that on the website. I don't know why you don't do close-ups. What you scared of? I love you, Chris. Everybody, um, Jay, I know you're gonna have to get up early in the morning. I don't know why I do these lives like late at night. I just feel like that everything is gonna be quiet and everything's gonna be peaceful. And like I said, I really don't have too much to talk about. I wanted to look through some books and try to see if there was like an Odu or something that would come out. And that self prophecy, I actually spoke on Anchor the other day and not letting people get to you. And I let people get to me. Like I really let that get to me. If it was not for my godchildren, I swear to you, somebody right now, yeah, they'd be 6 feet under because I was like coming up out of the beads and everything. I was like, don't let this light skin fool you. Not seeing any questions. We not. Chris, you know what? I can pull all nighter now. Don't let me get a hold of some coffee. It's gonna be on then. I'll be talking to y'all all night. I will hold a whole concert singing and some of everything. Where's all my kings that I see? One, two. What y'all doing tonight? What y'all want to talk about? Conscious kings. What y'all doing out there in the world? You got folks out there hating on you, trying to take your positions, kings, trying to treat you like slaves. Never changes. I believe it, Aaron. I believe that. I get very active at night. I had made some beads for someone. They said they didn't feel anything off the beads, and as soon as nighttime came, they were like, it feels like something's in my room, and I feel like it's coming off of the beads. And I was like, I couldn't even say nothing. I was just like, so you think I put something in your room and you asked for a protection? Did you think that the protection was not going to come with a spirit? That's all I'm saying. Some people don't know what they're coming to get when they're asking for stuff. And I'm like, y'all got to get knowledgeable on these things. If you're going to have something that's protecting you, don't you want it to have the spirit attached to it? Or do you just want something that you want a fake rabbit's foot, or you want me to go cut off a rabbit's foot and bless it? I don't know what. I think people are watching so many movies now, they don't know what to expect. And if you here all night, you know what? You're here with me and Chris because we will stay up all night. Sometimes I can get Jay to stay up like a couple of hours, but I know that it's bad on her because she's got to get up early in the morning. But I'll get a hold of her. Sometimes I get at 3 o'clock. I'll be like, Jay, get up. She'll be like, oh my God, what's going on? So now that I know that you a night owl, Chris and Aaron, I be bothering y'all on y'all's phone. Does anybody have any questions? That's good. That's really good, Aaron. Chris, you know you want spirit on your beads. Everybody should want spirit on their beads. But people for saying that it the spirit watching them in the middle of the sleep. Now, I mean, honestly, like what don't you want it to be protecting you while you sleeping? Could people just don't know. People don't understand. I'm not gonna do any teaching until somebody be asking me some questions. Cause I'm like, an open book. Nobody want to ask anything. Has anybody been paying attention to how crazy people are acting? What do y'all want to do when somebody get behind you and they beep the horn and the light been green for like 2 seconds, like they really had somewhere to go. People are acting up out here. People are losing their minds. Well, I guess nobody. I hate to take y'all around my shrine room because I haven't cleaned up in here today to show y'all. This is Oshun back here. This is over here we have Yamusha. Behind me is Ori and Ifa. Shango is over here. Like, let's see if I can. Y'all know, do not even laugh at me because I don't know how to turn this camera around. But here is here is Obon. So boom, okay. And then over here we have Issue. And then over here we have Papa Candelo. We have the Francisco, and then we have the Madama. And then we have, if you can see her, it's dark up under there, but that is Santa. My first initiation was into Haitian voodoo. I don't mix them. Oh, and this is Egungun. Those are ancestors. So Egungun would be, it would look like this. Okay. So it's not just the ancestor shrine. Someone has Egbe. Your Egbe is going to look like this. So your Egbe are your spiritual mates. And Orun. Orun basically means sky world. So you can use heaven, but Egbe are your spiritual mates that you used to play with before you came to Aye, which means earth. Chris, I know you want a short story. I'm not messing with you tonight. We're gonna talk about Egbe though. Sometimes you can. I'm not explaining Odu. It's not for everybody. Thank you, and I will ignore them. Explain your split head. Not online. Chris, Ifa divination is called Idafa or Dafa. The difference between a reading is I could read you naturally, or I could read you with cards, and it could change depending on you taking a left instead of a. Y'all know I don't got no sense of direction. You could take a left instead of taking a right and change the whole course of that reading. Now, if you get Ifa divination, everything that comes out of Ifa divination is going to happen. You do Ebo to remove the energy from that reading. That divination is going to either be an Ire. If it's Ire, it means blessings. It can also come in a sogbo. We hate saying a sogbo because it just means bad. But ayewo or eb is bad in Yoruba. So regardless, and then it'll tell you if it's Ire, it'll tell you what the Ire is. If it's Ofo, meaning loss. If it's Ajagun, meaning evil forces, it'll tell you where the forces are coming from, what they're coming to do. They have affliction, suffering, illness, loss. There's so many different bad that could come from the reading or the Odu itself. 256 different Odus. There's 16 major Odu. So the 256 minor Odu. When someone reads you, when they throw this Apuele chain or they use a key, this is my Apuele chain. Basically, the Odu that would come out would be basically that person's, what is manifesting in that person at that time. So if it came in Ire, there's going to be an Ebo that is going to secure the blessings of Ire. If it came in Ayewo, Ibi, Osogbo, then it's going to be an Ebo that is going to move that bad energy away from you. And everybody should know at this point that Ebo is Orunmila's child. So that is how Orunmila pays attention to what is going on, what's happening. So that's why Ebo is so important. Even when Erumole and Orisha were coming to this earth, they were doing Ebo to be successful. Always do Ebo. Sometimes you'll have divination come up and the Ebo won't even be mandatory, where Orunmila will say, well, this, and this is going to happen and everything's going to be okay. You're going to be okay whether you do Ebo or whether you not do Ebo. And then the reading will go on to say, but it is good to try to do Ebo, because Orunmila knows when people are broke. And Rumula knows when people, can pay and they can't pay. It's always best to try to do that, Ebo. When you're a priest, you basically are doing Oshe Ifa. I do Oshe with all Orisha. That means that that particular day, the calendar changes, and in Santeria or Lukumi, the Orisha have a certain day, and in Ifa, it kind of varies. The calendar changes. Just like here in the States, we have New Year's, that is January. Well, in Nigeria, the New Year is June. So the Babalawos get together and they'll do the reading of the year. And they will all give their input on what that Odu means for them. And then there'll be taboos. Taboos are things you can't taste, touch, wear. Those will be the things that if you do them, it'll bring those evil forces or Sogbo to you. Does that answer your question about Ifa divination? That's why it's so different. Not It doesn't mean that Ifa divination should be overly expensive, because in fact, Ifa divination always think that it's good. It's not good to get Ifa divination done if you're not going to be able to afford the Ebo. Just assume that you're going to have to do Ebo. Ebo means sacrifice. Ebo is Orunmila's child. That's how he pays attention. That alerts him. So that's why they say that Ebo always ensures success. There are some times where Ebo will manifest within 3 days. There are some times that Ebo may manifest until 3 years. I know personally I've had to do Ebo for my children, and and it's been for their future. So it just depends. It varies. Sometimes there's going to be a koshe, which is medicine. Okay, some odus you'll have to take a medicine that is something that is affecting your body, and it's inside your body. So the Ebo will be done. And when I spoke before, I said that there's 3 parts of this process when you're dealing with the priest. Sometimes there's a medicine that you have to wash in, and sometimes there's a medicine that you have to swallow. And there's different types of medicines. There's medicines that will return to sender if someone's trying to put witchcraft on you. There's certain medicines that help you get more finances. There's certain medicines that are, cut into your body. It just depends on what comes out of that reading. Okay. Sometimes Babalawos that are in your inbox that are, they're like, well, if you need anything from Nigeria, I got you. You never know what is put in these medicines. Okay. Just really be careful and make sure that you know the Babalawo or the Yanifa that you're dealing with. And this is no disrespect to any Babalawo or Yanifa watching this. I'm sorry. I love my people. And so I just have to tell my people the truth. You never know what you are getting. That person could say, hey, I'm going to give you this charm. This charm is called a fauche, and anything you can command and make everything come to you. And you don't know what that charm is. That charm, they could be making you pay them all their money. And I'm just being honest, okay? Honesty ain't never hurt nobody. You have to be honest. Let me pull something out for you so you can see what I'm talking about. Basically, if it was like a medicine, the medicine would look like this. So if I told you that this would make you rich, how do you know that it's gonna make you rich? How do you know that I sold you the correct thing? Because it's black. All of it is because it's going to be burnt and charcoaled and pounded down, and some of them are brown. How would you know? This is a different one. How would you know what does what? I'm just telling you, be very careful when you're ordering. Also, some soaps that are made are going to come in a calabash, and they're going to have certain things inside of it that protects that soap for that purpose. Most time soap, it'll come in a container like this. You don't know what is what. You don't know what is put in what. I try not to give a Cholet to my clients because these get rich quick scams, and I call it scams because honestly, anybody that's getting rich quick, what a lot of times that stuff isn't healthy and it's not good for you. I've known a lot of bad things happening. I'm not going to get into those stories here on this live about people putting human parts inside of soaps and medicines and people going crazy. We're not going to even talk about it here, but it happens. Right, Chris. You don't know the intentions that person is placing on that medicine. What we use when an Odu comes out and it's distance, we're like, okay, somebody that is a psychic that is doing the high priestess. Okay, so someone that is doing readings and they're saying, okay, I see this, and this, and I can help you with High John the Conqueror. Because it seems to be something that people feel like that is like a go-to for everything. All right. Basically, what the Babalawo or the Yanifa would do is they would take out their Aponifa. Those of you that don't know what Aponifa is, oh, now I got the crazy head. All right. Let's see. The Aponifa looks like this. Okay. We write Odus on it. We can cleanse you. We can cleanse the Odu off of it. We can make you baths with this. And we can blow that energy away from you just with the Aponifa. So that is the difference between Ifa divination and regular divination, card readings. Me, I really like to do my natural ability readings. I'd like to read your energy, and I will pull cards out because I've had people that I've sat and I've read, and I'm looking at them in their face and they're like, she's the devil because she's not using anything. And I'd rather just use something just to make other people comfortable. Was that the only question? Okay, if someone has a split head, Aaron, if you're still here, when someone has a split head, it means that you're a little out of balance, but it means that no one is coming out to say, I'm your father. Okay, it means that there's two deities that are highly protective over you. People think that these deities fight over you when you get ceremonies, and I don't know who came up with that concept, but it's not true. When you're in the sky world, before you come to earth, you choose your deities. They're already with you. You've already chosen them. They don't fight for you in a ceremony. They're already yours. When you have a split, basically both of them are working with you at the same time. They could both be male. Um, it's just harder to distinguish who your father is at that point because they're both working in your life. Does that answer your question, Aaron? Aaron, are you with me? Okay. Does that answer your question about the split head? Where I would be like, well, you are Ogun. Then I'd be like, oh, well, I see Obatala there. That's when you're dealing with split. Understand it could possibly be that you have a different Obatala, which is a Obatala that is a warrior, and he is very, very hot. It's a different path of Obatala, and there's different paths of these Orisha as well. So that would make a lot of sense why a lot of people get confused. My main thing is I really don't get caught up in who is doing things right and who is doing it wrong. When people be like, well, this is the traditional way and this is the way that it's supposed to be. And that's not always going to be the case because some of our tradition that's passed down, it has been lost. And some elders stopped teaching things a long time ago. So if your ancestors tell you to give them a Pepsi or Coca-Cola and somebody tell you that it's wrong, give your ancestors what they asked for. You could be working with Yemoja and we don't have the same things that they have in Nigeria. Or if you are Lukami or a Santeria path and you say Yemenya, I try to use the words that I know to be Yoruba. Can I say that Yemenya is a wrong name? No. She may be just fine with it. She knows exactly who she is. If you see me somewhere and you mispronounce my name, I'm going to know who you're talking to. And I know that you just couldn't pronounce my name. So I try to think about things like real logically. People get really butthurt in these diasporas. They really just go off the handle and like, well, your Elekes can't look like that. Well, you know what? This is what get me because Ogun, his original color was red. So when they are trying to tell you what is right and what is wrong, serve these Orisha. Can't nobody tell you what's right and wrong because half the time they don't even know. One thing that I do know, mixing spirits it is a no-no because you cannot call Saint Martin Baron Cemetery. You can't call them that. You cannot call the Virgin Mary Ursula Fraser. Like that's when we hid our deities and saints because we could not practice openly. I ain't hiding no more. So there's no reason for me to be doing that. Yemonja is not La Sarine. La Sarine, La Baline is Voodoo Loa. Agwe is a voodoo loa of the ocean. So I just named 3 voodoo loa in the ocean, which is La Saran, which is the mermaid. Agwe is the male that rides the boat on top of the ocean. La Baleine is the whale. So though none of those are Yemonja. You do have a Mami Wati. That is on a totally different sect of Arisha and Loa. Mami Wati, you would just serve as Aj because women have power, and these Mami Wati are closer to what Yemonja look like, but they also are closer to snakes. So you would see them with the Santa Marta, the Dominator. Let's see. How often does Ori need offering? You know what? That is a very good question, Chris. All right. Ori, your Ori needs offering every day. I mean, offering is prayer. Okay. Oriki are praises. You get up in the morning, you hold your head. If you don't know anything else to say, Ori, please protect me today. Ori, do not let my inner head spoil my outer head. Ori, protect me in heaven. Ori, protect me on earth. Okay. You can ask your Ori, because there's a saying in Yoruba that says, do not go complaining to anybody until you have complained to your Ori first, because your Ori is the controller of your destiny. Okay. Now your egg bay, they help you stay on track with your destiny. And Orunmila is the guardian of your destiny. Now your Ori. Inside of here is like a brain. Okay, so this is my Ori. So if I'm doing some offerings, I'll do some offerings. I'll ask my Ori what it wants. Your Ori eats. It gets hungry, it gets tired, it gets frustrated. That's why when somebody's messing with you and you just feel all crazy, sometimes your Ori just needs to be calmed down and balanced. The best thing to do is to give it shea butter. You could give it palm oil, but you want to give it things that you would give to a batala, and that would be white things. So that's where a lot of ibori come from. Always let a priest do ibori, but trust that priest, because if that priest has a bad head and they're doing ibori on you, also, if you're going to priest's house and their house is nasty, Orisha aren't nasty. Okay. So does that answer about Ori? Yeah, I think a lot of our Ori had been starving because we forgot the practice of feeding Ori. Um, when it comes down to it, you can go to the grocery store and get you a coconut, break the coconut, and pour that coconut juice on top of your head, and that is another way of cooling down your head, and it is also feeding your Ori. Is drinking that. There's another part of your Ori which is in your belly button. Okay, so when Ori is being fed, that priest is feeding the top of your head, your third eye. They're feeding your belly button, and they're feeding your right toe, because your head and your feet have to match. Your feet could be taking you somewhere that your head is not supposed to be. Like, you're not supposed to be over here, but your feet aren't in connection with your head. So it's like you're over here and there's a robbery about to happen, and you're over here. Your head didn't take you there, your feet took you. So when a priest is feeding your head, they're kind of feeding so everything can be in balance. So same concept as mind, body, and spirit. It all needs to work together. What about me though? uh what about you, Aaron? I mean, that's like a question. What do you mean, what about you? What do you want to know about you? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but what? Because I mean, this live is for everybody. It's not just one person. So, what about you? Do you want to know? And I apologize if these comments are coming in slow. I do apologize for that. Aaron, what about me though? Okay, you're going to have to text me, baby boy. You're going to have to text me personally. What about me though? Because I feel like that's going to be personal, and your personal is not everybody's business. It's your personal business. Does that apply to you? Okay. When I'm speaking of Ori, understand it's applying to everyone up here because you have an Ori. Ori means head. Okay. So of course it's going to apply to you as well. That's why I'm saying it. Dining. Will my third eye open when I'm ready? You answered that question. And I'm going to tell you how you answered that question. What you said was, will my third eye open? All right. And then it says, when I'm ready. Of course, your third eye is going to open when you are ready. Understand, your third eye, you close that thing down. You close it down by how you think. You close it down by not meditating. You close it down by things you put into your body. So you answered your own question. Do you understand that? I'm not being rude. Trying to be honest, but all of you guys, y'all know I'm a blunt person, but I got a lot of love. Like I speak my mind, but I got a lot of love, and sometimes I might get misunderstood. Y'all just back me up and just say, you really offended me or something, and let me know these things. I don't want to be misunderstood. I really just want to be here and help you. Is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about? Because we've been here for 40 minutes. I try to always do an hour, but sometimes it doesn't work out that well. Donnie, sometimes your third eye is open, and then sometimes someone makes you angry and it shuts right back down. There's a third party. So basically, your relationship is the reason why your third eye shuts back down. So to stop letting that energy affect you. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to talk about? And I'll just give you a few minutes because I know these comments take a minute to show up. Even though there's only 5 people up here, I really thank you for your support, for being here. Well, that's good. You should be clicking well with your god brother, but you should be clicking well with all of your god brothers. Somebody's here with allergies. Understand, I'm very, very highly sensitive and empath. So if you come up here with ailments, I'm going to kill them. I don't like that. I can even tell when you've been smoking weed because I'll be feeling high. And anything else that you would like to talk about tonight? I know my fiance is probably in there like, is she talking to herself? Yes, I'm talking to myself. Let me be me. Comment. It's so funny. Well, Aaron, everything ain't about you, okay? Because there's other people up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess close down the live because it's no questions. Just understand for these next few days, watch people. Try not to pay too much attention to foolishness because dealing with the fool energy, that's what we're operating in right now. So people are acting really foolish. Let that energy calm down, and then we can go back to business as usual. But for right now, just let people be them. Accept them for whatever side that they're showing. Chris, this is some amazing stuff. Anything you want to say about EME? Okay, EME, Elders of the Night. You just have to be really, really respectful to EME. EME is more of a woman. What we deal with. They will feed on intestines of people. They are the ones that actually allow people to put witchcraft on you. They are the judges of it. So a lot of times if someone's putting witchcraft on you and you go to EME and then they investigate, they'll go back to the person and attack them. A lot of times when you're hearing the birds crowing at your window, don't always get afraid. Sometimes they're telling you something. Sometimes they're telling you just feed them. Sometimes they're telling you pay attention to them. They can take other forms other than birds. They can take the form of, cats, but it's different type of familiars that they'll take. But you'll know that it's them. Aaron, you better get out of here with those allergies because I feel it all in my throat. Oh, that's what you were saying, me. Oh, okay. Well, start taking something when you come up here in my live. um yeah, Ian and me are our great mothers. They came to the earth in the Odu Osai Meji. And Osai Meji is when they were basically debating on what they were going to come to the earth to do. And Orumla was the only one that could, find their secret. That was, a calabash and a bird. And they were mad because he found out, their secret. So he kind of made a pact with them. So they say that nobody can sit there and uphold a fight with Iami. Um, I've already told you guys there's the black Iami, there's the red Iami, and then there's the white Iami. We're not talking about race. We're talking about the characteristic that these Iami take. That red Iami, you can give them anything that you want to give them, and they're not going to accept it. They're still going to kill you. You have Iami that eat off and feed off you. Men try not to eat in your dreams, and there's many different ways people put witchcraft on you. Just try to pay attention to your dreams. Try to write them down. You're welcome, Christina. Yeah, you finally made my live. You finally made it up here. I guess I had to get up here at night just to so you could see it. But Emmy, okay, so the white Emmy are the ones that do the healing. Um, but understand EME are ancient, very, very, very old. So all of those witch Salem trials, all of that all of that happened. These EME came to this earth to pass judgment. Male EME, most Nigerians probably don't really talk about it, but there are male EME. They're called Oso. These are wizards. People are really afraid of these because these are really powerful men. So that is going to end my live because I don't see any questions. So, love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. Christina, you pulled the Lover's card. We'll talk about that another time. And you all have, yeah, wow. Yeah, you all have a wonderful, well, you three. I lost two of you. Sometimes they get boring when I'm just talking to one person, so I try to talk to everyone. Yes, Jay. People can block you from talking to certain ancestors, but that's why you have a main ancestor that keeps that in check. You're going to elevate your ancestors. So you're going to have one main ancestor that will keep all of that in check. And every time I've dealt with you, it's been your great grandmother. So that's the one that you're going to go to and say, well, someone's blocking me from being able to deal with my ancestors. Nobody will ever be able to block you from dealing with her. So you don't have to worry about that as much. Much love, Chris. Okay, so if I missed anything, I apologize. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Enough freebie for tonight. Love you guys. Double.